Hi, I'm Heather. Welcome to class. In a recent video, we worked on shoulder extension, moving the arms in this direction. And in today's video, we're going to work on shoulder flexion, moving the arms in this direction, whether straight or bent. Before we begin, if you find this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's start simply by holding on to the top of the chair. Walk the legs back. So you are doing Ardha Uttanasana. Have a firm grip of the chair as you press the thighs back. Spine and arms parallel to the floor. You're pressing the head of the thighs back away from the chest so that you're lengthening the waist, pelvis away from the rib cage, but you're also drawing the rib cage away from the upper arms. So there's an elongation here through the sides of the chest, side shoulder region. Roll the outer upper arms, these tricep muscles, down towards the floor, so that encourages space between the shoulder blades. Notice if you drop your head significantly, that may cause the outer upper arms to roll back up towards the ceiling and create a pinching between the shoulder blades. So keep your ears in line with the upper arms as you roll the triceps down. Then let's come out of the pose. Bend your knees, look forward, step forward, stand up. And we're going to place the elbows now on the top of the chair with the hands together. So this lowest portion of the upper arm bone on the seat of the chair, hands together, walk back. And similarly, we're bringing the upper arms and the torso parallel to the floor. You might find you can rest your hairline on the seat. However, see if you can move your rib cage back away from the upper arms, encouraging that elongation through the trunk, the sides of the chest. So we're creating a right angle between the upper arm and the forearms. The elbows are shoulder width apart. Let's come out of the pose. So bend your knees, step forward, come to stand up. You can give the arms a bit of reprieve. And we're going to use a belt and a brick for the next variation. Have your belt loop shoulder width apart, and let's place that just above the elbow creases. So it's pretty much settling in that elbow crease. And the brick will be held between the palms. Now, if when you place your elbows on the top of the chair, the elbows slide down off the chair, narrow your belt. So we want the elbows contained on the top of the chair, and they're also contained shoulder width with the belt. And then with the hands holding the brick, again, we've got upper arms parallel to the floor, forearms perpendicular to the floor. Press the thighs back so that the pelvis moves away from the rib cage. You're lengthening the waist, but then also draw the rib cage back away from the upper arms. So you're lengthening the shoulder joint, the armpit chest. If you are supple, particularly if you find it easy to flex at the hips, watch that you're not digging the lumbar spine in. Can you restrain the sit bones down towards the heels a little more so that the lumbar is long and broad? And as you hold the pose, notice your breath. Are you breathing smoothly? Notice the facial muscles. Can you soften them? And let's come out of the pose, bend the knees, you look forward, step forward, come to stand up. Now we're going to take the mat into the wall and use the chair. Let's put our brick aside. Take your mat into the wall and we're going to bind the chair so that it doesn't collapse. So if you take your belt, make the loop significantly wider and have the buckle facing you as you put the front legs of your chair into the loop. Then we'll take the back of the belt and put it over the seat of the chair and tighten that loop. So the buckle's down below, it's not on the seat of the chair. That way it's not going to be pressing into your back. And the belt is holding the chair and it's stopping the chair from collapsing. We then turn the chair so that the four legs of the chair are against the wall. We have the seat of the chair here to support our shoulder blades and our thoracic spine as we lift up into a preparatory pose. It's a preparation for Pincha Mayurasana, the forearm balance. We're going to keep the feet on the floor as we establish awareness of our shoulders. So we're going to bring the arms through underneath the seat and have the palms facing up as we reach for the crossbar. If you don't have a crossbar there, you could reach the hands around a brick. So the hands are coming through, they're holding the crossbar, the elbows are contained shoulder width, and you'll note the biceps are rolling directly forward towards the seat of the chair. We lift the hips and the back of the head comes to the seat of the chair as you lift the hips higher and you walk in. The shoulder blades come to the seat of the chair. For stability, you could take your feet apart, hip width. Pull the heels up so that you can lift the sitting bones, bring the hips vertically top the shoulders. Rather than having the feet out here and trying to get the heels down, you'll see how the back is rounding. If we walk the feet in and pull the heels up, we can draw the hips back, the spine comes more parallel to the wall. Then, rather than just letting your weight sit here heavily into the chair and you're dropping down towards the floor, as you drive the forearms down into the floor, lift the rib cage away from the upper arms, but then you might note the deltoid muscles pull off the seat. See if you can get the deltoids back into contact with the seat and draw the armpit chest up towards the ceiling. So again, rather than letting the weight drop and collapse down towards the floor, you're driving the forearms down, lifting the rib cage up away from the upper arms. You might note that the deltoids want to pull off the chair, so then bring the deltoids back to the seat of the chair and draw the armpit chest up. From the armpits, lift the sides of the chest up towards your hips. And as you press the head of the thighs up, on your exhalations, allow the navel and the abdominal contents to retreat back towards the back abdominal wall. Then as you're ready, we step out, bend the knees, come down, have a rest. Rest the head down. Relax your shoulders. And then come to sit up. You could go ahead and repeat that, and if you feel confident, you can even kick the legs up into Pincha Mayurasana. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to move on and do another pose that works on the shoulder joint in that particular action of flexion. Let's bring the chair back upright and we'll move the chair away from the wall. The mat away from the wall. We can take our belt off the chair You may need the belt. We can minimize the loop so we've got the rest of the belt to work with. That can come around the crossbar there, and it's ready for you to hold on to with your hands if your shoulders feel tight and it's hard for you to reach for the crossbar. I'm going to leave the belt there for now, and as we come down, we're not going to sit on the chair. We're going to bring the back ribs and the shoulder blades onto the chair. I'll start with the base of the skull supported on the seat. And before I let the head overlap or come over the edge of the seat, I'm going to bring my arms through so the arms are coming into flexion. So I'm reaching the arms overhead, and then I want to reach for that crossbar. So if it's tricky, you could guide your hand. One hand can guide that forearm and hand. We're not reaching to the bottom of the seat. We're seeing if we can reach to the crossbar, and then the other hand takes a hold. Now, of course, if that's tricky, you'll need to find a way of holding your belt and walking your hands along the belt. If you have the mobility, you could walk your hands out so that the hands are shoulder width, and then we can take the head off a little. However, the back of the neck is supported, and I'm not letting the hips drop down. I'm keeping the hips lifted, directing the tailbone to the knees, and keeping the elbows shoulder width apart. And as we sustain this, the deltoids are supported, the back of the neck, base of the skull is supported, and we're working at lengthening the triceps, lengthening the armpit chest. And as you're ready, you can let go of the grip, bring the arms back through the seat, raise the head up, and we'll come to sit. So we can sit and rest the arms. They're just a few variations of poses that can be used to help open the shoulder joint, particularly in preparation for Urdhva Dhanurasana, which is the back bend where we lie on our back and we press into the floor to lift ourselves up. And those poses can be great preparation. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me. For more in-depth teaching, check out the video library on my website, heatherkitchenyoga.com.au. The link is in the description box below.